Hello everybody, it's Joanna here, Joanna the Medium. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are going to be your general readings for the month of April 2017. And just like before, I have a slight change again in the way I did it. And Spirit keeps me on my toes. And I just think it's exciting that every month they ask me to do something different. So I think you'll enjoy it because I'm actually separating the reading into different categories. So what I have done in this month of April, I am using only major arcana cards as the overall energy for the month, and then I'm also using the chakra cards to see what chakra will be affected in April. For the remaining of the reading, I have separated them into three categories: love, relationships, money, career, and health. And then I'm using my soul cards so that you can get a feeling of what you get, which you guys really liked last time. And then I give you my interpretation. Now, the month of April seems to be interesting. I actually did the readings over three weeks or so I don't remember all of them. They tend to be a little bit longer this month than last month, and I'm not sure why that's happening. So I'm going to try to keep a lid on it, because sometimes if they get too long, then it gets a little bit boring. But what I wanted to say is this: if some information doesn't relate to you to relationships, maybe the information will connect with you with regards to money or health. So that's why I separated them, because lots of people want to hear different categories, and having them separated, I thought it was actually a great idea when my guide decided that we should do this. And I think next month I'm going to be using different cards again. So I'm keeping it interesting, and I hope you like all the different ways that I do this. It's different and it's kind of exciting, and you never know what to expect. So it certainly keeps me on my toes, and I hope that you enjoy it. I don't think there's anything else other than please tune into my radio show. If you would like to go and to my website and sign up for the newsletter, I will be sending out information with the show dates and also when free readings will take place. So go ahead, sign up, and I will send that to you. And I think that's all I have. So I hope you enjoy them. And of course, please, if you would like a private reading, you can check with me. That information is down below for you. And those are general readings here. So they will not apply to all of you, but they will apply to those who are meant to hear it. And without further ado, also please check out Vimeo videos if you would like for more extended readings. And I think that's all I have. See you in May. Enjoy April, and talk to you soon. Without further ado, let's get going. Hello, sign of Libra. This is going to be a reading for the month of April 2017. I have 5 cards down with from 2 decks. They are down. I don't know what they are. When I was meditating on you and asking for the overall energy for the month of April, I kept seeing the number 7. So you don't have birthdays in July, but for some reason, you either connect with July or you connect with the number 7. Now, as far as the meaning for me, and I think you guys heard this before from me, 7 to me is a number or a symbol that represents a mastery. And this is a mastery of a certain aspect of yourself that you have been struggling with for quite some time. And as I say this, I hear the word relationships. So we'll see what actually the relationship card is. But that came to me as a message. And we'll also see what the card says as far as the card for the overall energy. I also heard the words consistency is key. So I don't interpret this right now, but we will see how this translates itself in the rest of the reading. So having this in mind, or with that in mind, let's go and see what the card represents overall energies. And for the overall energies, as I mentioned earlier, I am choosing or using only major arcana cards. And we have the card called Intuition. So this is going within. The card is shown to me in reverse, and I will ask the reasons why. Now, the reason why it's coming up in reverse, and he's asking me to talk about it upright. So when it's upright, in my interpretation of this card, which may be vastly different from those who actually read cards, and I don't read cards, not in a traditional way anyway, this particular card represents, as it says, intuition, going within, allowing yourself to ask some pretty significant questions with respect to where you're going in this particular setting. It is also a number, 2 is a number of choices and decisions, which in order to make the right choice and decision, one needs to be able to go deep within in order to contemplate some important aspects that need to be weighed out. The reason why it's being shown in reverse, he actually says to me they're not listening to it. So whoever you are, and I'm going to see how this relates in the month of April. Okay, so in the month of April, it seems that you will be pulled in different directions. Now, obviously this won't apply to all of you because this is a general reading, but some of you will be pulled in different directions. Now, some of those directions will be, or some of those things will be responsibilities in a work front, and you will be pulled in different directions. Some of you will be facing changes, organizational changes in your work environment or in the company you work with. And I'm hearing the word scared. So some of you may be facing this, and this is not necessarily a prediction. I'm not seeing people leaving or losing their jobs, but there is some kind of reconstruction happening in the work environment for some of you. And we'll see what the work card actually says. But more of a bigger picture, this particular energy speaks of needing to go with your intuition more so than with your logic when it comes to making important decisions in the month of April. And because I'm hearing weighing out options. So it could be options and decisions on gazillion different fronts. They could be not as big, they could be substantial, but they are saying that is, for some of you, it is major decisions. So overall energy, listen to your intuition. Also, I'm hearing stay away from discussing this with too many people, or try to stay away from getting too many opinions, because that will confuse you. Now, if you are prone to asking people for opinions, then you're probably not listening to your intuition, which is why it's shown in reverse. So that's an overall energy. It's about options and weighing choices, weighing options and choices. The card representing the chakra that will be either affected in April or should be focused on is interesting. It's your heart. So this is your heart center. I hear the words emotional healing. Maybe some of you are weighing out options and decisions regarding a relationship, and that would certainly affect your heart chakra. It does not have to be a romantic relationship. It could be anything that you relate to, that you are emotionally connected to. So that seems to be the theme for the month of April. Now let's see how it affects all the other areas. So the first card represents your emotions, but more importantly, it's love and relationships. And I'm going to hold the card for you this way. Actually, I'm going to do this way. I haven't seen this card for quite some time, so that hasn't come up. I'm going to hold off or hold it to screen. Notice what comes up for you intuitively. He's asking me for you to focus on the color red. Red is fire. Red is also the color of the first chakra, which is about survival, security, and safety. Okay? This is an interesting card. So, when I look at this card, I actually hear the words speak up. Let me just connect with it. I have never seen this card before. actually for not for a long, long time. Let it all out. Lay it all out on the table. Okay, with regards to a relationship, because this is specifically to a relationship, and all of a sudden I'm getting this physical sensation in my heart or in this upper body. Laying it all out on the table with respect to you facing an obstacle in a relationship. And what I see, presumably this is you, being in front of someone who represents an emotional connection, and you're laying out all the cards on the table. You are not holding back. You are being very honest. You are being very forthright about what it is that you need. Now, this is interesting because what we talked about earlier with this card in reverse, if you have a tendency to ask people for opinions when it comes to your personal life, you may not put all the cards on the table too often because you may not know how, or for whatever reason they're showing there's a connection here. Don't be afraid to state your commitment. I have no connection to what that means, but it's supposed to mean something to you. Now, because this is all about relationships, stay mindful and truthful to what it is that you need and desire. The other person can only help you achieve that which you want, but they cannot give it to you or do it for you. So this is about an emotional attachment or connection to somebody. If you are in a relationship and you have a tendency to want someone to make you feel good or make you feel happy or make you feel satisfied or make you feel secure, safe and secure as the color represents, none of those things can be given but by anyone to us. Those are the things we have to find from within, and another person can complement that, or another person can highlight what is missing. I also hear the words blame others. If you have a tendency to blame others for your misfortunes or for your unhappiness, it is time to look within and look at where your fears are, or what are the fears that you have and where are they coming from or stemming from. Because what I feel is that some of you are projecting your fears onto your partner or onto those you love. And it creates a certain attachment. But the attachment, and I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, so I'm just going to go with it. The attachment that is created is an unhealthy one, because you attach yourself to someone for the purpose of them fulfilling certain part within you, but that only backfires and you keep getting disappointed. The reason why this is being brought up, and here is the heart. Well, if you're always disappointed in emotions, well, here's your heart chakra. The disappointment isn't because of the other person. The disappointment is because of what it is that you feel within yourself that makes you then attract a person who validates your disappointment. So, interesting message. Quite general, but quite deep, that can be applied pretty much to anyone at any time. Some of you are thinking of leaving a situation. And the way I feel when I connect with this situation, and this is love and relationship, okay? I hear the word unjustified. Unjustified what? They feel he says they feel unjustified. I don't quite know what that means, but I'm gonna I always ask Spirit to give me certain words that certain of you will resonate specifically with, even though I have I don't connect with the word. So if you feel unjustified in your relationship, that in itself is a huge key to, and that could be the mastery here, you mastering certain aspect of yourself. If you feel unjustified or not justified, if you feel if you feel not justified within, I want to find a different word. That word is not fitting with me. If you don't feel validated by the person you are with, it is time for you to look outside the box, or in this case, look into you, into yourself, and perhaps ask yourself some uncomfortable questions, such as, what beliefs do I have about relationships? Not logically, but emotionally, subconsciously. Now, I've said this before. Many people don't have awareness of what their subconscious belief is. One way to get a clue into what your belief systems are is to notice a reoccurring pattern that leaves you feeling a certain way. So for example, if you keep attracting relationships that leave you hanging and leaving you disappointed, and this is a pattern, you are attracting someone to prove to you that yes, in fact, relationships are disappointment. So what I'm trying to say is, you got to look at your belief system and ask yourself, do I maybe believe deep inside subconsciously that all relationships are a disappointment? And this isn't logic. I've talked about this before. This is all deep rooted stuff. And notice what comes up. Look perhaps at the environment you grew up. I'm hearing look at your parents. Look at what you have observed as relationships were modeled to you. And notice if in some way you have picked up a belief system that all relationships are in fact a disappointment, and that there becomes your truth. When you have that running through your veins, so to speak, you will inevitably attract and keep attracting people and situations to prove you right. So, if you feel unjustified or if you feel invalidated, you want to ask yourself the question, how do I feel about myself? Do I feel valid? Do I validate myself? Do I feel valuable within me? Because just what I said before, as I said before, if you look to others for opinions about what you should do, you don't probably trust yourself enough to make the right decisions. If you don't trust yourself, well, then you obviously don't have a high value. You don't feel very validated within yourself, because someone who has a good value system about themselves will feel pretty confident in going within and making their own choices and decisions. Okay? And I feel like I'm rambling on for way too long, but this is the number 7 is being shown with this. So you are working through something substantial when it comes to relationships. Whether you are in a relationship right now, whether your relationships are reoccurring and they're always the same way, whether you are not in a relationship, whether you are thinking of leaving in a relationship, whatever it is, if you keep constantly feeling invalidated or not valued by your partner, it's time to look within and ask yourself some pretty prominent hard questions, okay? Because unless you figure out why you keep attracting the situations that you do, you will, for the most part, keep banging your head against the wall and keep attracting the same thing over and over again. That's why people get frustrated, because they keep dating the same person. They're just in a different jacket, but the inside is the same, if you know what I mean. Now, I want to see when he said the word consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Something about you keeps saying yes when you really need to say no. So, if you are a pleaser, those of us, I'm going to include myself because I've been there, who have had a tendency to be a pleaser, will do this in order to gain recognition, validation, approval, whatever it is. So if you are a pleaser, you will have a tendency to say yes when you really want to say no, but you don't want to say no because you're afraid you're going to lose something. So the consistency here is about be consistent with what you want and what you say. So it's being consistent with yourself. And I think I'm going to leave this because I feel I could talk about it all day. Okay, the next card represents money and career. Hopefully something better. Oh, good. So notice what you get with this card. Completely different feeling. When I look at this card, and it's pretty consistent with this card, I hear the word breakthrough. I feel like I'm breaking through a wall. And again, the word decisions come up. I feel like I am breaking through something I have been working on for quite some time. So this is business, this is career, this is money. You may be in the month of April having a breakthrough with regards to your financial matters. Now, this may come as a win. You may get a win all of a sudden. Now, the win isn't lottery. At least 99.9999% of you will not have that. The win could be because you gain something in your work environment as you win a client, or you gain a huge project, or you gain a huge account. Something you've been working on, you get a breakthrough in the month of April. And obviously that's not going to apply for all of you. It's going to be for some of you. This is still a general reading. I always also hear the words, keep going where you're going. And then I hear the word bank. So perhaps some of you are going to get a breakthrough with a bank. Maybe you've been applying for loans or applying for line of credit or to some kind of financial institution, or you've been applying for finances, and you are getting a breakthrough. And I'm actually seeing something break, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. I feel this as more of a breakthrough. I keep seeing the number 7 here over and over. So you guys are working with a relationship and career. You're working definitely on mastering something with yourself. And when I see the number 7 again, I'm writing the word patience. So a lot of you, I'm sure, have been patient, but maybe you haven't been patient. You've been patient with others. Maybe you haven't been patient with yourself. There's a lot of that floating around. It's a very interesting message here. I also hear you're always on the go. You're always on the go. Leave yourself some room to breathe. You know what? Month of April is a month to tune within. Whether it is overall energies, whether it is to do with a relationship, whether it is because you are working really hard and you need a tune-up or you need rest. This is a month for tuning or turning within. Now, it's not going to make sense to you at the beginning of the month. I can almost promise you this, but it will almost always make sense to you towards the end of the month. And many of you write to me and comment that that is in fact the case, that at the beginning you kind of go, what the hell is she talking about? And then you write back at the end of the month and you say, oh my God, I can see it so clearly. So just keep that in mind, okay? Because if you're not seeing it, if you can't see it at the end of the beginning of the month, it will actually act as a bit of an FYI. Because I feel like there's some hard decisions here to make for you. More so with relationships, and this could be with someone else or with the way you relate to yourself, than with work, but there's also some decisions with work. And some of you, I keep being shown breaking. Some of you will be breaking a contract with someone, maybe with an account. Maybe you will be breaking a contract with your current employer or employee. Because the word contract comes up very, very clearly. So there's some kind of a break of contract. I also hear the word breach of confidence. Not because you are going to breach confidence, that's an interesting way of putting it, but maybe the reason why you're going to break away from something is because someone is going to breach a contract or your confidence. And those words are floating, and I said to my guide, give me the words that they're going to resonate with, that I don't normally use, because that way it'll connect with you as a very specific piece of information. I also see bags of money. That's always a good sign for me, and it's being put on the table in front of me. Some of you are going to get a raise, and may not be huge raise, but it will be enough to keep you going, he says. Okay. Having said that, I also feel like whatever the money that comes to you, this could be a raise, this could be windfall, somebody gives you money, or someone, family member gives you a present and it's a gift of financial gift. It seems to come for most of you unexpected. And when it's in front of me, I'm like, thank you. So notice what happens in the month of April, and notice how abundance comes to you. Now, it may not be for some of you in a physical way of money. It could be in a way of an opportunity. It could be in a way of somebody giving you another gift. There seems to be some kind of gift coming to you, and for many of you, this will be financial. The gift could also be you get an unexpected approval of mortgage or loan, and you thought it was done deal, and now you get it. So there's a gift under the umbrella of gift in the month of April. So that's good, considering you're going through some stuff here in relationships. Now, let's talk about health. So again, I'm going to hold the card up. And I love this card. It's beautiful. There's a lot of yellow here. And the moment I say the word yellow, I hear the word digestion. And then I hear the word layoff. So some of you need to lay off some harsh chemicals that you are ingesting, whether it's GMOs, and I don't want to get into a rant about that, but whether it's GMOs, whether it's too much processed food, whether it's MSG, there seems to be a sensitivity that some of you guys have, and it is affecting your gut. And that he clearly said that to me. I also hear the word digestive enzymes. Some of you may benefit from digestive enzymes. Any kind of information that I get on health, please research, don't believe a word I say. Okay, that's interesting. I hear the word acne. Some of you are dealing with acne, and then I hear it's not the chocolate. So I have no idea what that means, but it's going to apply to some of you. Oh boy. Okay, what about the acne, please? I keep hearing oxygen. They need more oxygen. They need more oxygen. Okay, this is really strange for me. Please research this, because I don't know what the heck I'm talking about right now. But what he's saying here is that your blood needs to be more oxygenated. So whether you need to eat more live foods that have more oxygen in them, live, vibrant, whether you please research this, because I don't even know where to go with this, but I hear oxygenate blood. So maybe research what minerals can oxygenate blood. And I actually don't even know what the heck that means, other than I know oxygen is good, blood is good, combination of those is good, but somehow this is connecting to acne for some of you, and I'm actually seeing boils. So please research. Maybe I'm giving you something to look into, and that will open another door. Okay. Some of you are having, your liver is being stressed. Why is it being stressed? Some of you, it's too much drinking. Some of you, I'm actually hearing the words coffee. So again, research and see if that makes sense to you. Okay, oil of oregano is coming up, and because it's so specific, For those of you who have had thoughts about oil of oregano, or someone has said something to you about it, or please research the benefits of oil of oregano, because it's so specific. I'm putting it there for you to do your thing and go from there. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm not picking up anything else other than, and for some of you, stress. But stress, everybody has stress. So if you're stressed, you need to learn to breathe deeply and to take a fresh breath of air. So going outside, and that's also oxygenating blood, which will oxygenate your brain and your head, less headaches, less tension, blah, blah, blah. You understand all this. So that could also be the oxygen blood connection. And I think that's all I have. I hear stress /free /relax. So if you are undergoing if you're going through a lot of stress, and we all go through stress, but I mean, if you're going through a lot of stress, particularly with work and with relationships, it is really important for you to find some time to relax your mind and relax your body. Very, very important. Some of you have a very stressful job, and he's connecting coffee with this. So maybe you are constantly drinking coffee, or you are self-medicating yourself with wine at the end of the day, and hence why he's saying here, your liver, it needs some help. Now I'm going to say something that is way off the charts here, but I'm hearing the words coffee enema, and he said this to me 3 times. The first 2 times I said, I'm not talking about it, but it's coming to me again. So I'm going to just put it out there. Whatever that means to you, it means nothing to me. I mean, I know they exist. I kind of don't know anything about it, but I think it's to do with cleansing, and it's with, I don't know, detoxifying. I don't know, but just coffee enema. I tell you guys, sometimes I get this information, particularly in private readings, that I just kind of roll my eyes. I'm so happy that my clients are troopers, because they just take stuff as it comes. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please comment. And of course, thank you so much for watching, for sharing, and for liking. And if you would like a private session to help you understand how this fits with you, by all means, that information is down below. I would be honored to have a session with you. And I wish you a wonderful month of April. Please stay relaxed and as calm as you possibly can. This is a month of going within again. So thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you in May. Take care. Bye.